In a previous video, I walked you through building your own tools in Excel using VBA, but that was on Windows, and so not those aren't necessarily always going to work the same on a Mac. And so here I'm going to walk you through building it in Mac. So the first thing you're going to do is open a new workbook and then go to Save As. And then here I'm going to call it Tools. I'm going to select my XLAM format. So the default location for add-ins on Mac is going to be in group containers, and then UB and big long line, office, user, content, and then add-ins, this one right here. So this is the default location. So I'm just going to call it Tools XLAM and save it there. And just like on the Windows side, it's still book one, because what that did is it saved the add-in, but it technically closed it. So now I need to actually add it. So I'm going to go to Tools, Excel Add-ins. I'm going to browse for it. I'm going to go to that folder. There it is. I'm going to open it. Clicked OK. Now I've got it. And if I go into Developer, if I go into Visual Basic, that will open up the Visual Basic Explorer. And now I have this book one, which was essentially ignored, and then creates, now I have my new tools right here. And this is where I can insert my modules. I'm going to do my admin module. Going to create my macro module. So I'm just going to get my macros from what I wrote in the other video. And so for the admin module, I have this. For the macro module, I have that. So, and what I've done here is I've pasted all the same macros, although I've changed a few things, because on the Windows side of things, you can use the file dialog function for when you're getting a save as file name. Well, in Mac, you can't do that. So you have to use MacScript, and MacScript is deprecated. However, there's no other way to get to it from Excel VBA right now. So right now I'll still use MacScript, but everything is still the same in the get save as file name, except for where in the Windows version, I used a file dialog. In the Mac version, I'm going to use MacScript to get the file name. But everything else is the same. It checks it, and I have to turn on error handling because the Mac throws an error if you click cancel. But then I turn on error handling again, so I would get errors in there. So that'll get me the dialog. And then the only other thing I had to change is on the Create New Workbook function. And this is where it creates and it takes an old compatibility mode workbook and it creates a brand new workbook in the new modern format. Well, in the old system, I used a function that moved the file and renamed the old file. Well, that renamed it on a Windows file system, so you need something in a Mac file system. Well, in the Mac file system, you have name, sname as old name. Before it was create object, file system object, and then move the file. But now it's name, the new name as old name to rename the old file. So now I've got my old file open. As you can see, it's in compatibility mode. I can go back into the Visual Basic, and when I run my create macro, create new workbook, it's going to run through it. And then now, same workbook, all the new features, brand new workbook, no longer compatibility mode. And now in Finder, it'll actually have the new file, and the old file is now renamed as old. So now I have all my macros here. Now I just need to add that quick access toolbar back. So the first thing, just go to more commands. I'm going to choose macros, and then you'll see all of. So now that I've got my macros here, I can just go through, click the three dots, rename it, give it the eyeball for that one. Okay, so now I have all of my quick access toolbar set. I'm going to click save. I can close that. Now all my buttons are right here. So if I want to view everything, if I want to export it to a PDF, click that. It'll ask me what I want to save it as. Go to Documents, Save. One thing that I've noticed is that some of the functions don't work exactly the same, and the export to PDF will not open it by default, even though you set it to open after publish. But it's one of those things that at least saves it, so you will have the data and it'll create the file. But for the most part, everything works just as well as it did in Windows. So I can come in here and delete this. I can delete this sheet if I want to. All my macros work now on Mac. If you like this video, please like and subscribe it. This channel is built to show you how to automate all your functions within Excel, and I'll keep posting videos to show you new different things that you can do with VBA.